24-hour forecast. And for this evening, the main thing you'll notice is even though it's so gray and overcast, like Dan was saying, look how warm we stay. 7 o'clock, 83. At 9 o'clock, we're 78. At 11 o'clock, we're 74. I did put in a few small raindrops here. It's mainly a chance of sprinkles here as the evening wears on, but most of the rain's going to actually stay to our west tonight. Tomorrow, different story, though. I do think we'll be getting wet at times as we go through the day. Shouldn't be wet all day, but it is going to continue to be cloudy. It's going to feel more humid tomorrow, and it will still be warm. I mean, 70 at lunchtime and 77 degrees are your forecast for 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So that's pretty good, especially with all this gray. Right now, we are at 85 degrees, and humidity is fairly low, but it'll be coming up as we go through the overnight hours. Look at our high temperatures today. 85 in Portland, 87s for Salem and Eugene. Hot east of the Cascades. Baker almost made 100. 72 in Newport. I mean, as you go south along the coast, it was much warmer. And the reason? More sunshine here and more rain up here in Astoria. Wait, what am I talking about? Rain? Yes, indeed. Look at this. This is live 3D Doppler. I've not had to use this in weeks, but you can tell where the action is from about Tillamook north. Notice down to Lincoln City and Newport, it's mainly been dry this afternoon. And, of course, we've stayed dry here in the valley. So where does this thing go next? That's the big question. Well, let me just preface it by saying there is a battle going on in our skies. We've got an area of low pressure out here, and that's what's spinning up this rainmaker that's trying to get to us. But guess what's happening down here? High pressure is pushing back on this thing, trying to keep it out of the Willamette Valley and certainly out of the east side of the state. So what happens? Well, I think gradually this will, even though it's moving southwest and northeast, it's gradually going to nudge in a little bit more tomorrow, and that leaves even the I-5 corridor getting wet at times tomorrow, but not as wet as the coast. Let's look at the rain total forecast. This tells the story, I think, very well. Tonight, 5 o'clock, so there we are. Astoria has been the wettest place so far, a few hundredths of an inch. Watch what happens by 11 o'clock tonight. I mean, it's mainly Tillamook and Astoria getting wet, maybe down to Lincoln City, but Newport stays mainly dry. And outside of a sprinkle, we're dry here in the valley. Now we got our way into tomorrow morning. Look at the rain totals in Astoria and Tillamook. Wettest it's been in about 6 weeks. Meanwhile, in the valley, we're still mainly dry at 7 a.m., and then the showers start to creep in. And as they do, we just pick up a few hundredths of an inch in the valley. At least that's the forecast right now. But when you look at the strip of pretty wet weather that extends from the Coast Range on up to Kelso Longview, if this nudges just a smidge more to the east, if that high pressure gives just a little more ground, then it's going to be kind of soggy at times tomorrow, not just a little bit of shower activity here and there. So that's what we're watching for. Along the coast, it will be wet. In the valley, cooler and wetter in Kelso and a little bit sunnier in Eugene and 80s down there. Meanwhile, east of the Cascades, an isolated shower or thunderstorm, otherwise not much going on. Through the gorge, some west winds, and a government camp, 66 for a high temperature. I've still got 77 on the board for tomorrow. It's cloudy, it feels humid, and again, some wet weather's possible at times in the valley. I think we'll see at least some. And then Friday's humid with an isolated shower, and Saturday, it's morning clouds with a great finish, and the rest of the weekend and next week really looks fantastic. So tomorrow, it's really, we're right on the bubble, Kelly. You know, between the really wet and the not wet at all.
All right.
And we're going to see how that line falls tomorrow.
Okay, everyone.